Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching NewsLink Indiana Midday.
Welcome to NewsLink Indiana Midday. I'm Connor Mayberry. History did not repeat itself in the Super Bowls last night on Sunday as Philadelphia Eagle ran away with a victory from the beginning. The Eagles did not trail the game for a single second, scoring 34 unanswered points to root a 40-22 victory. Both teams now have won a Super Bowl against each other after the Chiefs took down the Eagles 38-35 in 2023. And after throwing 17 completions and 22 attempts for 221 yards and a touchdown, quarterback Jalen Hurts won the Super Bowl MVP. All eyes may have been on the Super Bowl over the weekend, but there's another kind of bowl where they don't have to be. An elite football player to play bowling. NewsLink Indiana's Wyatt Mayer takes us to Muncie Lane, which has been home to family fun since 1960.
With the cold weather keeping people inside for the winter, it is very hard to find activities fit for the whole family. Muncie Lanes provides an excellent way to have fun while also keeping locals warm.
It means they're happy. So that's the main thing. As long as they're happy and they had a good time, then they'll come back.
Opening up in the 60s, Muncie Lanes has not only been serving strikes for over 60 years, but they have also been giving back to the community.
Some people do fundraisers for if somebody's had a hardship, like a fire. So it's just stuff that helps other people within the community.
Not only does giving the community a chance to seek support mean a lot to Delk, being a part of the bowling alley as a whole means a little bit more.
It means a lot. We've grown up in the bowling alley. My husband used to work at bowling alleys. My kids are getting into bowling.
Muncie Lanes continues to provide for the community, not only by providing bowling and arcade games, but also handing out food that will be right up anyone's alley.
The snack bar is open when we have leagues that are here bowling. It's kind of like that food that you want, and then you want to come back for more that you don't get anywhere else.
Muncie Lanes also hosts birthday parties for all ages. In Muncie, Wyatt Mayer, NewsLink Indiana.
For more information, their Facebook page is Muncie Lane Inc. Police in Seattle are trying...
Luna Park Cafe relies on eggs to keep their business running.
Since we're serving mostly egg here in the Luna Park Cafe, we have to struggle ourselves to get more, egg.
This loss doesn't make things easier. This is surveillance video of the thieves entering a refrigerated shed at the restaurant and loading up the truck. Police say 2 men got away with 540 eggs, as well as bacon, ground beef, blueberries, and liquid egg products, all totaling around $780.
And then we saw the guy with the van, and then we tried to block them. And then they just almost crashed us, and then they just ran away.
This comes as egg prices continue to skyrocket with the ongoing bird flu outbreak. David Park, the general manager, says this has put a strain on their business.
We couldn't order any eggs, so we had to drive around all the markets to get the egg. But if you go to Costco or some grocery store, it's hard to get them. So it was very difficult.
Park believes they were targeted because of egg prices, since he says the thieves didn't bother to take any other expensive items.
But they didn't touch anything. They just stole the egg, liquid egg, and some meat. The champagne costs more, but they stole the egg.
Police are still trying to crack this case. They say no one has been arrested. They are asking if anyone has information to contact them right away. In West Seattle, Karina Vargas, KOMO News.
As Russia's war with Ukraine heads into a 4th year, the Ukrainian president is saying publicly that he's ready to negotiate with the Russian president, Vladimir Putin. During an interview with British broadcaster ITV News, Vladimir Zelensky said he's willing to negotiate, but only if the United States and Europe continue to support Ukraine and, quote, provide security guarantees. The Ukrainian president also warned against the prospect of a frozen conflict. According to him, it would lead to Putin coming back with his aggression. President Trump says he wants the Treasury Department to stop making pennies. The president announced the move Sunday and cited the rising cost of producing pennies as the reason behind his decision, the president released a statement on the social media that said, part for the far too long the United States has minted pennies, which literally cost us more than 2 cents. The president said this is a wasteful spending, and he's ordering the U.S. Treasury to stop producing new pennies. In 2023, the U.S. circulated more than 4 billion pennies, and last year, the mint reported it cost more than 3.5 cents to produce and distribute them. The rising cost of metal, including zinc and copper, is part of the reason it's been getting more expensive to make the coin. It's the most common disease in the U.S. Osteoporosis is a weakening of a bone structure, tissue, and strength, and can lead to an increased risk of fractures. It's a treatable condition, but only if it's detected through screening. And there are more new guidelines on who should be tested. Mandy Gaither goes over the recommendations and explains why they've changed.
It's called a silent disease because there are no symptoms of early-stage osteoporosis. It's usually found after a fracture or during screening.
It's just a matter of age and time and non-use of your bones that it slowly develops.
Dr. Paul Lewis with the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center says osteoporosis screening isn't invasive but critical as it can detect the condition before bones are broken. New guidelines recommend all women over age 65 have a bone mineral density test. Women of any age at increased risk for the disease are also advised to be screened.
It's almost as simple as getting x-rays taken. You lay on the table, they focus on the hip or the spine or your wrist, and a score is computed from that.
That score helps determine bone density. If it's low, Lewis says there are several medications that can stop bone loss or help build bone back. Consistently doing weight-bearing exercises or aerobics can also help prevent the disease. He says the new recommendations are due to an increase in injuries and even deaths linked to these types of fractures in the last 7 years.
The jury's still out on men getting screened, but typically men with risk factors of osteoporosis should be screened as well. That decision, though, comes between the patient and their physician.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Dr. Lewis says early detection of osteoporosis is also important, so that a patient knows to get help quickly, and if there is a fracture, he says the sooner that the broken bone is treated, the better the outcome. And he says many times people wait to be treated and only half gain back their pre-fracture activity levels following a major break. Busted for busking, Ed Sheeran took to a busy street in India this weekend for a surprise live performance, but authorities soon pulled the plug, saying he didn't have permission to street perform. The British singer was in between shows in the city of Bangalore midway through Sharon's rendition of The Shape of You. Police yanked out his guitar and microphone cables. Images published on social media showed the interaction. Local police said they had previously denied Sheeran's permission to busk in the area. And a citizen called a helpline once he started playing, but shortly after the Sunday incident, Sheeran said on Instagram the street gig was planned and he had been given the all clear. His representations didn't immediately respond to a requirement for a comment. Let's take a look at today's NewsLink Indiana weather. These are the conditions. Right now it's 28 degrees under mostly sunny skies. More clouds will move in this afternoon with a high in the mid of upper 30s. It will feel like a winter in the 7 days. Forecast. High temperatures will be mostly in the 30s, and we're keeping an eye on potential winter storms on Wednesday. And that's your NewsLink webcast for today. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to join us tonight at 6:57 on Ball State PBS. For news anywhere, anytime, go to ballstatedaily.com.